Ford just told 5,000 Maverick and Bronco owners to stop driving. Subaru recalling 70,000 Foresters because the moonroof can detach. And BYD just cracked 1,000 kilometers of range. I'm Jason Valentini, 14-year automotive engineer. Let's get into it. Ford issued a do not drive warning for 4,653 Bronco Sport and Mavericks model years 2021 through 2026. The issue is the front lower control arm ball joint. During assembly, the ball stud may not have been fully inserted into the wheel knuckle before the pinch bolt was torqued. If that joint separates while you're driving, you'll lose steering instantly. So far, only 3 claims and no accidents, but this is too risky not to fix ASAP. Subaru is recalling nearly 70,000 model year 2026 Foresters because the panoramic moonroof glass can detach while driving. The root cause is a primer application failure during manufacturing. This is the bonding agent between the glass panel and the sliding frame, and it wasn't applied correctly by the supplier, Webasto. No crashes or injuries yet, but a glass panel separating at highway speed becomes a projectile for whoever's behind you. BYD just launched the Denza Z9 GT with 1,036 kilometers of range, but it's on the Chinese test cycle, the CLTC. On the European WLTP cycle, it only gets 599 kilometers. So why is there over 400 kilometer delta here? Well, the CLTC is highly catered to city stop-and-go traffic that you'd find in China. The WLTP is much more realistic, includes higher speeds seen around the rest of the world. So in my opinion, $599 on the WLTP is just meh. Ford's making you pay for their brakes. Ford's catastrophic engines. Ford's not reliable as Tesla. Here we go again with Ford, with a brake recall this time on nearly 500,000 2015 through 2018 Ford Edges and 2016 through 2018 Lincoln MKXs in the US with leaky brake hoses. And they still don't have a repair available over a year later. And some owners now are getting billed over $1,800 for interim work that should be manufacturer funded. So my gut says that Ford is encountering a bigger design defect here because a simple line swap would have shipped easily by now. Another day, another Ford recall. And here's another day because Ford just recalled roughly 1,500 Explorers, Rangers, and Broncos for potential engine failure. The issue is a roller finger follower in the valve train. It broke away from the valve stem during assembly, which can cause catastrophic engine failure while driving. Owner notification letters don't go out until June 15th, and repairs aren't available until November 30th. An iSeeCars study of 174 million vehicles just flipped the durability conversation on its head. Tesla ranked 6th overall, pretty good, tied with GMC at 4.6% chance of hitting 250,000 miles. Subaru though, 2.3%. So Tesla is literally twice the shot of hitting 250,000 miles than Subaru. EVs have a big advantage here. Fewer parts mean fewer things to break. Tesla even beat Mazda, Volvo, Mercedes, BMW, and Porsche on the durability list. Oh, and Ford isn't even on the list. Shocker. 1.1 million Jeeps are on Firewatch. BYD just launched the fastest public chargers on Earth, and GM just closed the loop on its battery waste. Stellantis is recalling 1,076,999 Wranglers and Gladiators, model years 2021 through 2025. The problem here is the electric hydraulic power steering pump, which has a connector wiring out of tolerance causing high resistance. Resistance generates heat, and heat ignites, and there you go, you got a fire. So far, 72 fires attributed to this issue, and vehicles can catch fire even when parked with the ignition off. So far, no fix yet, and the owner letters mail out on July 9th. BYD just launched 1,500 kilowatt flash chargers in the UK, 3 times faster than the fastest Tesla supercharger. 300 units are planned by the end of 2027, spaced roughly every 31 miles on motorways. Target price, under 50 pence per kilowatt hour. What's a pence? I don't know either, Google it. One catch, hitting the full 1,500 kilowatt requires a dual port BYD vehicle. Standard CCS cars can still use them, just not at full speed. GM is partnering with Redwood Materials across a full battery lifecycle. Manufacturing scrap goes to Redwood, end-of-life packs go to Redwood. Now those same packs come back as a 7.2 megawatt-hour energy storage system going into a GM plant in Michigan. This is built from roughly 100 repurposed GM battery packs, and the projected savings, over $3 million in electricity costs at that single facility. 28,000 metric tons of battery material recycled from GM so far. This is what closed loop actually looks like, and I love to see it. Jeep wants to be a millionaire! BYD's speed, and GM and Redwood getting it on. Follow Automotive right now for the auto news every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.